summer. And here is Sebastien Centner to tell you more. Watch this.
Picnics are a great way to celebrate with friends and family. And today, we're here at Cambium Farms to show you a great rustic setting for your next entertaining outdoors. So here we are at the rustic picnic setting, and I've used a harvest table which is really warm and inviting. It also allows you to accommodate a large number of guests. You could easily do this same setup using picnic blankets on grass or using a traditional picnic table. The main focal point of our table is the charcuterie centerpiece. It's an edible centerpiece made up of cured meats and cheeses and crackers to make it something that people, when they sit down, they can dig into right away and they don't have to wait for the first course to arrive. Since the charcuterie boards are quite low, we've added these wine bottles with wildflowers and pedestals to give a little bit of height at different spots on the table. It gives a bit more visual interest, and it adds a little bit of character to your setting. So you know how much I love a great table setting, and in this case we're starting out with the foundation of a charger plate. We've used a brown wicker. It works really well on the harvest table, but it also fills up a lot of the table, makes it look full. We've added on top of that antique china. We've chosen a really nice palette of colors of pinks and blues. It gives a bit of a pop so everything doesn't look too monotone, and it looks like you just pulled it out of your grandmother's antique cupboard. So I'm going to show you a napkin fold. It's called a double diamond. It's perfectly suited to a picnic setting like this, and I'll show you why. We'll start with a triangular napkin. We're going to lay it down. We're going to fold it over twice. Once it's folded over, we're going to flip the top edge, flip the overall napkin, and all I'm going to do is tuck in the two sides. Our final napkin looks just like a barn, and we can add a menu. You know it's not a party unless there's a cocktail. And in this case, what we did is we did a blood orange champagne cocktail. It's perfect for the season, adds great color to the table, and it's topped with my favorite beverage of all, champagne. If you're going to be serving champagne or wine in a setting, especially outdoors, you want to make sure you have a bucket, lots of ice. And in this case, for the picnic look, we added galvanized steel. Works out really well, it suits the environment, and it gives us a little bit of a whimsical, fun touch to our dinner party. When you're entertaining outdoors, you always have to think about the elements. Later in the evening, it might get a little bit chillier, so it's great to have some blankets that you can leave for guests. And as the temperature drops, they've got something to warm them up. So whatever your plans are this summer, a rustic picnic theme is the perfect backdrop to create great memories.
From the farm to the table, Sebastien Centner's right here. You don't have to be on a farm to have this kind of rustic look.
No, no.
How beautiful was that, though?
It was so much fun. You know what? We loved doing it, and it really was. It should be inspiring. It's kind of the idea behind it is that this great outdoor, elegant entertaining. Yes. But it's just the inspiration we want to share with everybody, and this is how you execute it on sort of more of a natural scale
like
in your backyard.
Yeah, right. So where do you want to start on this?
Okay, well, we're starting with a picnic table. If you don't have a picnic table, get a picnic table. They're cheap, they're easy to have in the backyard, low maintenance, the kids can use it, and you can dress it up for a dinner party.
Yes, and look at this. This is so simple, and yet it's so elegant.
So we wanted an elegance, but we wanted it to be casual elegance. So what we did for that is we started out with a chalkboard runner. Okay. So it's basically paper that we
Where do you get that?
You get it at any arts and crafts store.
Okay, chalkboard runner.
And basically it's just black Bristol board paper, but it's on a thin roll, so you can actually roll it out.
Right.
And we did that as the base, so we could put people's names, which is kind of fun.
Look at this. Look at this. This is great. My name is right here, right there, and it put a circle around and put Rosé here.
Yes, we know Marilyn well enough. That's where the rosé goes.
That's exactly right.
Exactly.
But I love that. So you don't have to worry about any extra little pieces of paper.
It's easy, et cetera, et cetera. But also the nice thing about when you're entertaining outdoors is that what you want to think about is the ease of doing it. Yeah. So what we started with is things that are collected together. So for example, we have our charger plate here. Yeah. And all of our settings, so actually you can set it up inside and just walk outside and put it down. Yeah. Same thing with your glasses. Yeah. So what we did here is glass with a roll up in it. We used a denim napkin.
That's
cute, a little bit kind of casual.
Yes.
But the same idea is if you wanted to use this, for example, in a picnic setting. Yeah. Same thing, maybe use an acrylic glass instead of a real glass. Right. Put it right in the picnic basket and just bring it to the park and set it out.
So many of them look like the real glass thing now, too.
Absolutely.
And then put your utensils in that. That's great.
And we did, of course, right down the center to give that a little bit more of an elegance look.
Easy.
This is like a garland runner with a little bit of flower. Super, super easy. This is like literally 3 branches and 4 flowers or 5 flowers.
Yeah, really, because all you did was
all we did is drop them. Like literally, we just placed these right in here.
And put them right in there. Isn't that
pretty? So it gives that outdoor look. And what we also wanted to do was we wanted to create something. We did for the farm shoot, we did this beautiful long charcuterie board. It was like I think it's the longest charcuterie board we've ever done.
I know, I thought, wow,
gorgeous.
look at all that stuff.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
So when we're down the center of the table, well, here what we did is we did individual plates. So when you sit down for dinner or lunch or whatever you're entertaining for, you actually have your plate right there. And you could also use, a cutting board. You can use a slate.
Any kind of little piece of wood, yeah. Now, on your computer, you can easily do invitations or the menu right
menus.
here.
We just sort of I like to do menus, so it sort of ties it up a little bit.
So what are we having tonight? Charcuterie plate, watermelon and cucumber gazpacho. Hello.
And then strawberry shortcake.
Oh, that sounds
Cornish
terrible.
hen. Exactly.
Okay. And then,
that'll all come later.
And I I like that you put the little rosemary.
It's just the little touches like that.
Don't you love that, everybody? I think that's great. Now,
Thank you.
Here's what I did. A couple of years ago, I was inspired by you, and I was walking by this store. I was in Georgetown, near Washington, D.C., and I saw these little lights, and I'd never seen them before. Now they're everywhere. But these are battery-operated.
These are battery-operated. There's little
so
LEDs. But also, it's all about when you're entertaining outdoors, you have to think about the things like, obviously, the lighting when it gets darker, et cetera. So we have these beautiful lights that were brought in by Home Depot. And it gives it a little bit, these are super easy to set up.
Is that fun?
Really inexpensive. And then what we did is we did those to hang, and then we did these on the table.
Yes.
And the idea is then you can get away from candles, which are always a challenge when you're outdoors.
Yeah, and these, I'm telling you, even if you wrap some of these up in a vase.
They're fantastic.
They're fantastic. Now, here's a beautiful little setup. What are we doing
So what we did is we wanted to create more of a lounge area as well. So just like you might have lounge and dining in your home, we did something outdoors. So we started with a picnic blanket. And then what we did is we added a couple of different things. First of all, a fruit platter, because we already did charcuterie.
Wait a minute, with the blanket, I got some news.
We're going back to the
blanket. We're going to go blanket,
Exciting
okay.
news.
Thanks to H&M, you're all going to go home with a picnic throw. That's a big deal.
It's a big deal. And here's the thing, you've done a picnic before.
Yeah.
You do something, if the grass is a little bit moist from the night before, or whatever else, it's always a problem. These are actually lined with plastic on the backside.
Oh, that's great.
So it keeps it nice and dry.
Oh,
it gives
I
us
like
a good
that.
foundation.
Very good.
Thank you.
Way to go.
And then what we did is we did a fruit platter, just so people can nibble on that afterwards.
Yeah.
Galvanized steel pails, which I'm a huge fan of. You can't have enough of them. You can use them for, in this case, we did put some pop in.
Yeah.
Looks like we're probably missing a bottle of vodka, a bottle of gin, maybe to finish it off properly.
Well, I think Debbie took off with it.
Yeah, I think we're
But you know how she gets. Okay.
Absolutely.
And then heels off because, you can't really, you'll aerate the grass. So
when we entertain, this is a cute little thing we started doing years ago, is that people show up in heels or shoes, et cetera. This gives a bit of a casual kind of feel. Take your heels off, throw on a pair of flip-flops, everybody feels more comfortable, and it's a great parting gift.
Well, it is. Yeah, tell them to take the flip-flops with them for sure. The thing is, too, you have some alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. I mean, you're covering it all with fruits if people are not really into the carbohydrates or that kind of thing. You're doing the whole thing. And you're just having a great time under these beautiful lights. Thank you, Sebastien Centner. We're inspired. Thank you. We'll be right back, everybody. That's awesome.